Okay. This time we focus on principle of instructional design. No? The principle of instructional design forms the foundation for creating effective and engaging learning experiences. No? This principle helps professors and designers to systematically develop materials and environments that facilitate learning. And to give us more details about the topic, let us play muna the presentations. No?
So I'm Pete Jomarin from CTE Faculty. My topic is about using multimedia resources in instruction. So teachers are looking for ways they can use the video, audio, and multimedia to enhance their teaching material. Students look for opportunities to use digital skills in their work, for example, creating video, podcasts, infographics, or animation. Let's talk about first what is about multimedia. Multimedia is a broad term for combining multiple media formats whenever text, audio, images, animation, video, and interactivity are combined together. Ang mare-result niya ay multimedia. It is the use of a variety of artistic or communicative media. O kaya sinabi communicative media because yung mga text, audio are means of communication. And artistic kasi we use art for those ideas. So, how can multimedia resources help your teaching? So, multimedia resources can be a great benefit for your teaching. So, pwede siyang to complement lectures, discussions, reading. Multimedia resources can be effectively used to first increase student engagement in interest in a topic. For example, with a video or documentary introducing an issue as opposed to an additional reading. So, pwede natin magamit itong multimedia resources para ma-increase yung engagement or yung mapukaw yung atensyon ng ating mga students pag-introduce sa ating topic. Next is to teach complex material in a visual way, which can aid understanding. So, for example, yung mga celestial bodies natin, yung Earth, Sun, yung solar system. So, para mas maintindihan nila yung idea, we can use multimedia. Next is video and or audio messages that you can create personalized the learning experience for a student. So, dito sa multimedia resources, pwede tayong gumawa ng mga ganitong mga ganitong item para ma-personalize yung ating lesson. And multimedia can be more accessible to students with learning differences and disabilities. So kapag na-personalize natin yon, pwede natin makater yung mga different learning styles and study habits ng ating mga students. Siyempre, pwede rin natin ma-maximize yung ating teaching strategies or mag-try ng iba pang strategy kung ano bang effective na gamitin para mas mapadali ang learning ng ating mga students. So about types of multimedia, first, existing multimedia resources that you can reuse or creating your own multimedia resources and encouraging students to create multimedia resources. So, existing multimedia resources that you can use, ito yung mga nakikita nating mga videos or audio or sa mga social media platform or sa multimedia platform like YouTube. So, yung mga nandun, pwede natin siyang magamit sa ating mode of instruction. Pwede rin naman tayong gumawa ng ating mga multimedia sources since alam naman na natin kung paano gumawa ng mga presentation, kung ano ba yung use ng mga Word document, yung mga ganon na nai-discuss sa ating mga past lessons. And syempre, pwede rin natin encourage yung mga students natin na gumawa ng kanilang multimedia resources. use existing multimedia resources. So using video and audio resources can help you to provide students with different ways to understand the topic in your module. Video and audio resources can offer different representations of phenomena that are not easy to bring to the classroom in other way. For example, yung mga simulation or events that are history, yung mga ganon. Siyempre, hindi naman nila na-experience or hindi nila nasaksihan yung mga nangyari ng mga World War 1, 2, mga ganon. So, para mas maintindihan nila, we can use multimedia resources. Pwede rin yung mga microscopical representation sa mga laboratory subjects. Yung mga image na nakikita doon sa microscope pagka sumilip tayo doon. Or yung mga nasa space images, yung mga meteor, yung mga ganon, asteroids. Siyempre, hindi naman natin madadala sa ating classroom yun. So, pwede tayo makita ang mga ganitong resources. So, also, videos can provide with narratives which students can relate emotionally, facilitating more genuine and sustainable learning. So, kung nagtatandaan niyo dati kapag bago mag-start ng klase si teacher, magpapanood siya sa atin ng video and then tatanungin kung ano naramdaman niyo, kung natuwa ba kayo, nagalit, nasaktan, kinilig, mga ganong emotion. So, hinihingi nila yung emotion natin towards na napanood ating video. However, simply including a video resource does not guarantee any of the previous benefits. To include them effectively, they need to be tightly embedded in the development of your module and linked to your learning outcome. So, hindi naman basta-basta may makita tayong video, pwede na natin siya ilagay sa ating lesson. So, syempre, dapat nakakonect pa din siya doon sa kung ano bang gusto nating maging learning outcome or kung ano gusto nating iparating sa mga ating students. Next is teaching ideas for using multimedia resources. So first, yung clip analysis. So provide a clip for students to analyze the editing, continuity, sequencing, recording method, or short choice in a clip. So goes to journalism or creative writing, music. Foreign languages, provide real-world examples of native speakers of other languages. So, for example, yung mga foreign films, TV programs, radio programs, yung mga ganun. So, dito kasi sa Pilipinas, syempre, typical natin naririnig Filipino in English. So, using multimedia resources, pwede mag-aware yung mga student natin kung paano ba magsalita or paano magsalita mga Chinese, mga Korean, mga ganun, mga Japanese, and other languages. Next is yung instruction guide. Thousands of screencast demonstration probably already exists for picture of most common computer, mga ganon. So, instruction guide. So, pwedeng step-by-step instruction. So, pwede natin gamitin itong multimedia resources. Next is social commentary or observation of social phenomena. Mga documentary film. So, madalas sa mga subjects ng mga SOCSI, behavioral psychology, cell sciences. So, social commentary. So, next is yung analyzing bias. So, choosing clips which show some form of bias. For example, sa mga journalism, mga literature, gano'n. So, pag-analyze ng bias, so mayroon tayong multimedia resources. Pwede natin siya gamitin doon. Next is scenario-based learning. Okay, from documentary. So, kung titingnan natin, itong multimedia resources, gamit na gamit siya sa mga subject na kinakailangan ng mga application and critical thinking skills. So, mga subject, mga history, mga ganon, AP, yung mga ganon. Pwede to. Sa English, yung mga ganon, literature. Sa math, pwede rin kasi fraction guide. So, step-by-step process. Po. So, pwede tayo mag-create ng multimedia resources. For example, yung mga text and graphics, slideshow or presentation, diagrams and infographics. So, last time na-discuss kung paano yung mga features ng mga PowerPoint, mga ganon. Audio, podcast, and video. Animation, glass screen videos, talking head videos, lecture capture. Dun sa may animation na aalala ko dati, kapag nagdi-discuss yung teacher namin sa Filipino about No Limitang Here at El Filibustrismo, meron siyang animation. So, kada click niya, isasalita yung character, tapos cartoon talaga siya. So, as a learner, mas madali maintindihan yung lesson Kasi hindi na ako nagbabasa ng libro. So, parang sa animation, napupuka mo na yung attention ko. So, glass screen videos, ito yung mga may board sa kung nakapanood sa mga YouTube yan. Talking head videos, yung nagdi-discuss, kita yung mukha, yung mga ganun. Lecture capture, ito yung pwede magamit yung sa mga math, mga solving, etc. Siyempre, pag gagawa tayo ng multimedia resources, kailangan natin ng things to consider. Una, include the resource in your planning. Siyempre, magpaplano tayo. Sa lahat naman ng bagay, bago natin gawin, meron dapat tayong plan. So, how will you use it? What you expect from the student? Where it's going to be used? Mga ganon. Next is, write a draft of the content and the script. So, para hindi maglagom-lagom yung idea or maghalo-halo, dapat meron tayong draft ng content tsaka script. Keep it short. Kasi kapag sobrang haba ng mga lesson, sa making attention span ng mga student, nababoring sila. And then, hindi na nila papanoorin. So, keep it short, meaning, hindi mo iiklian, hindi mo bababasan yung idea. So, keep it short and concise. So, sa making panahon na time na yon, dapat maibigay mo ng tama at kompleto yung mga gusto mong iparating sa kanila. And then, test the software. Kasi, baka mamaya hindi pala gumagana yung ginawa mong multimedia resource. Creating your own video resources allows you to produce educational materials that are fitted for the purposes of your module and might provide students with alternative ways to access the content. Different technologies are available to create educational video and audio from your computer without the need of a professional team or specific equipment. So, kapag nag-create tayo, syempre na-personalize natin yung ating resources. So, mas na-fit yun sa ating module or sa ating guide. Sources created by lecturers can provide instruction or revision for some topics. Students can watch videos in advance, making face-to-face time for discussion and question. This kind of materials also offer the opportunity to revisit the topics offered covered in the lesson that they can pause, rewind, and play at different speeds. So, yung multimedia resources, pwede rin siya kapag mayroon revision for some topics or hindi malinaw yung discussion. So, pwede natin siya magamit. So, pwede rin nila mapanto in advance. So that kapag nagklase na, ang clarification na lang. So, yun, more on maraming time sa clarification. And mas marami kayong matidiscuss sa topic. Pwede rin silang i-post yun kung magre-review sila. Popost sila yung video, ganun. Yun, so mas maintindihan nila. How students create multimedia resources? So, sa mga student, beneficial din siya, hindi lang sa mga teachers. So, syempre lahat sila merong device at mas madalas high-tech pa doon sa mga teacher. So, pwede nila ito magamit. So, exploring ways to allow students to create and share video and audio as part of formative or summative assessment. Pwede natin siyang i-maximize yung kanilang means of technology na meron. Video-based assessments have been shown to develop not only students' digital literacy and confidence in using multimedia technologies, but also to encourage deeper learning through more active engagement with the subject matter than more traditional assessment. So, dito, pwede tayo magbigay ng mga assessment using multimedia resources. Kaya sila pagawin ng mga video, tutorial, mga ganon. Tailor, mga ganon. So, kapag nagawa nila yon, syempre may improve yung kanilang teamwork since madalas group work to, mga ganon. Communication, kasi kailangan nila makipag-communicate sa mga kagrupo nila, and oral presentation and creativity para mas mapaganda yung kanilang presentation. Ideas for incorporating student-related video multimedia resources. So first, yung presentations can be submitted as videos instead of face-to-face presentation. So nung nag-pandemic, syempre na lockdown, na-experience ko siya na yung mga presentation is recorded and ipapasa siya online. So talagang gamit na gamit yung ganitong mode of learning. Video-based assessment can be used to check for plagiarism by required students to work through a mathematical problem. So, hindi naman siya typical plagiarism. So, I think more on assessing kung ano ba yung pagkakaintindi ng ating mga students. So, pwede na silang ipa-video yung sarili nila habang nagso-solve or nagdi-discuss ng certain topics. Next is, if using video or summative for formative or summative assessment, consider how you will assess students' technical skills in the recording. Kasi, ang madalas na nagpagbibigyan pansin is yung content, yung laman ng video. So, consider din natin yung technical skills nung ating student, kung gaano kaganda yung pagkaka-insert ng tugtog, mga usage, gano'n, yung transition, kung maganda ba yung pagkaka-edit, gano'n. So, bigyan din natin ng presentation instead of focus on tayo sa content. Offering different presentation formats such as screencast, digest, or interview with a standard talking head video allows students who don't want to appear on video for personal or cultural reasons. So, kung ayaw naman nila magpakita, pwede naman silang gumawa pa rin ng multimedia resources na hindi sila nakikita. Then, you can encourage students to think about genre to get creative in their video assignments. Students could create a newsroom report, caption video, drama scene. So, video diaries can be an innovative way for students to keep in touch with each other. So, pwede rin nila itong maging piece of communication, di ba? So, if we teach today as we taught yesterday, we have our children of tomorrow. So, before I end this discussion, so I will leave this quote by John Dewey. If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we have our children of tomorrow. So, kapag nagturo daw tayo ng ating natutunan noong nakaraan, parang nirarab na natin yung mga children ng ating narap. So, meaning, learning is continuous and nag-evolve siya. So, what we need to do sa mga learning na meron tayo is we need to enhance and incorporate yung mga bagong knowledge, technology na meron tayo ngayon so that we keep in touch and we keep updated. Yun po. Thank you.
Okay. In designing instructional design, no, we need to consider, of course, identifying learning objectives. No, the first principle of instructional design is defining a clear, measurable learning objectives. So these objectives describe what learners should know or be able to do at the end of the instruction. Clear objectives guide the content, no, structure, and assessment of a course, no, ensuring that everything aligns with what is intended for learners to achieve. So they help instructors stay focused and provide students with clear expectation. Learner analysis, no, a key component of instructional design is understanding the learners, no, their prior knowledge, skills, learning styles, and motivation. So this analysis help in creating materials that are relevant, no, and appropriately challenging for the target audience. For instance, if learners have diverse background, no, content can be tailored or differentiated to meet various needs. Now, recognizing learners' characteristic ensures that the instruction is inclusive, accessible, and effective. Content sequencing and structuring, now how information is presented to learners is critical to instructional success. Content should be organized logically, often starting with foundational concept and progressively moving towards more complex topics. Now this sequencing helps learners build knowledge incrementally, making learning more manageable and meaningful. Because as instructional designer, often employ methods like scaffolding, which involves breaking down complex tasks, no, into simpler, more approachable steps. No, active learning. No, another core principle is promoting active learning, where learners engage with the material through interaction, problem solving, and reflection. Active learning techniques kasi, such as yung discussion, simulation, or hands-on activities, encourage learners to apply what they have learned, enhancing retention and understanding. No, it shifts, no, the role of the learners from passive recipients of information to active participants in their education. feedback and reinforcement. Now, providing timely and constructive feedback is essential for learning. Feedback helps learner understand their progress, reinforce correct behaviors, and help correct misconceptions. Misconception. So, instructional design integrates both formative feedback during the learning process and summative feedback at the end of the instruction. So, this principle ensures that learners have opportunities to improve continuously and achieve the learning objectives. Another is the motivation and engagement. Keeping learners motivated is critical for sustaining their interest and effort. No? Instructional designer employ strategies like gamification, rewards, or real-world relevance to engage learners. So, intrinsic motivation, such as interest in the subject, and extrinsic motivators, such as grades or certifications, are both considered in design. No? The goal is to make learning not only educational but also enjoyable and relevant to the learner's personal or professional goals. Use of multimedia and technology. In a modern instructional design, technology plays a pivotal role in enhancing the learning experience. So multimedia, as our presenter mentioned, elements like videos, animations, and interactive quizzes can make content more engaging and help explain complex ideas. Technology also allows for flexible, self-paced learning environment where learners can access the materials anytime and anywhere. No, the principle here is to use technology thoughtfully to support learning rather than overwhelm or distract learners. Evaluation and continuous improvement. No, instructional design is an iterative process. No, after a course or training is delivered, its effectiveness must be evaluated based on learners' performance, feedback, and overall outcomes. So these principles involves gathering data to assess whether the learning objectives were met and identifying areas for improvement. Again, continuous revision ensures that the instruction evolves and remains relevant and effective for future learners. So these principles work together to ensure that instructional design is learner focused. Okay, goal-oriented, no, uh, and effective in promoting meaningful learning experiences. So I believe by following these guidelines, instructional designers can create materials that lead to higher engagement, better knowledge retention, and successful outcomes for learners. No?